Okay, so we're making chocolate covered cherries today for non-diabetics, and we are making chocolate covered nuts for diabetics, but they're not actual chocolate, it's carob, I believe. This, you need a tablespoon, you need a teaspoon, you need a bowl.
That will go in the microwave.
That will go in the microwave. You need about 4 pieces of paper towel, 1 plate. You need 1 or 2 pans to put the cherries and nuts on. You also need wax paper. You need it as well. You need a fridge, of course. And butter.
Margarine.
Butter, margarine.
Golden Gate's the only one.
Golden Gate, I guess, is the best one that you can use. Doesn't matter any kind of peanut butter. And the nuts. And 1 jar of cherries. You need a sieve or a strainer. So your first step that you want to do is
if you're doing the cherries, if you want to make them a treat with cherries, you take maraschino cherries and you put hot water on them to take as much sugar out as possible, and then you let them drip in a sieve. Do it in a sieve, and then after I'll take paper towels and we'll take the rest, much of the juice out as we can with paper towels.
Okay.
And then we'll put them in the fridge and let them get cold, and then I'll make a carrot chocolate to go over them.
So after you let them drip, the cherries drip a while, then you want to, if I can get the, see with the paper towel, put them under that, and you squish down to get some of the juices out, more of the juices, that way there's even less sugar.
And you can see there how much juice has come out. So this one here will have little or no juice. See the difference?
See if I can.
This one doesn't have the juice. Okay? So that's why they're not as sweet, and they can have it for a treat. Press them down and get all the juice out you possibly can. And then they can have 1 or 2 for a treat, but no more. If you're a diabetic. Now, if you're not, it's a different story. If you're not a diabetic, I don't wash them. I just take them out of the jar.
And then you put them in the fridge?
I put them in the fridge because then the chocolate sets on it better.
Okay.
And quicker. Okay?
Once you're starting and getting prepared, you need
margarine in a bowl. I'd say maybe 2 tablespoons. Approximately, anyway. I'm not very good at measuring, but I will measure this time. Did you get that too?
I'll pick up the container in a bit. How many chocolate chips?
Well, that's what I'm carob.
Oh, it's carob? Okay.
It's carob. We'll go with 3/4 of a cup. This again, I'm just guessing. I never measure, so I go by the look of things. And you put this in the microwave for a minute and a half.
Okay, so we got the bowl out of the microwave. You want to do it for 2.5 minutes.
With the margarine and the carob. And then you stir it till the carob's melted, which sometimes takes a while. Carobs. The chocolate chips are better, to do if you're not a diabetic. You'd use ordinary chocolate chips, and you'd only leave it a minute and a half. They're terrible to try and melt.
Well, about 2 cherries in
Well, that's
Only
all
two
a
cherries?
diabetic should have.
What?
That's all a diabetic should have.
That's what I mean.
I'll remind you.
I know he's not very
You put 2 packets of artificial sugar.
So like Splenda or something?
Well, I use sweet and low, just artificial sugar. 2 of the packets, and then we'll see if it's sweet enough. Maybe 3 you better put in. Say 3.
3?
Mhm.
Okay. Then you have peanut butter?
Yeah.
well, Kelly shouldn't follow that.
Does it matter what kind of peanut butter or
Smooth peanut butter.
well,
Just smooth peanut butter, no.
just smooth?
And a good tablespoon. Let's see if that's enough. Stir that in till it's melted. Why those chips don't want to melt today.
So say the carob didn't melt at all.
Oh yes, it's how it melted, but it's not as good as it should be.
Carob is harder to melt than chocolate.
It's terrible. If you get it too much heat, then it's worse. Try put it back in and see what it'll do. I don't know. I want to ruin it because it's so costly.
Now you get the cherries out of the fridge.
I've got it melted now. I'm going to put a wee bit more peanut butter in here.
The peanut butter just helping sweeten it. Well, not sweeten it, but
It takes the bitterness
yeah, it takes the bitterness out of it.
out of the carrot.
Because carob is really, it's not extremely bitter, but it is bitter at the same time, if that makes sense.
No, just say it is bitter.
I didn't find it too bitter though when I ate it by itself.
Well,
It's bitter.
everybody's different. I find it bitter, but then I don't. And you just drop the cherries in. Take a small spoon and then take them out.
If they have stems, then you just put the stems, you just dip them in.
Yeah, if they stand.
Pardon? Eat the stem and all. Yes, Grandpa. Some people actually, I think, do. So this is what they will look like once you get them all covered. And you can use carob or actual chocolate for the non-diabetics, but for diabetics, use carob. And then you can use any kind of nut. Grandma's going to use almonds today. You just want one handful in there then, Grandma?
Well, I'm not going to see them. I'm doing just little clusters because I don't have much carob left. So I just see how much nuts I can get in there. Sometimes I put mixed nuts. You can put whatever you want, you know. And sometimes I just put one almond and cover it, but since the carob's not just melting the way I want it to.
And you just use a teaspoon?
Mm-hmm. But you don't want too much because it won't stick together if you have too much.
And do you want these to stay in the fridge overnight, or?
No, they're just still in the fridge till they're set. But you have to keep them in the fridge after you're done.
You can't just put them in a freezer?
No. Well, I had never have. I shouldn't say no because I don't know. I've never have. They don't last that long. on here.
So if you make them and you want to try to put them in the freezer, let us know if it works or not.
Mm-hmm.
So you always want to make sure that there's wax paper on the pan, otherwise everything's going to stick.
Mm-hmm.